Da smo za 180 studenta medicine organizovali radionice od običnog fizikalnog pregleda, neurološkog pregleda do nekih komplikovanijih tema i kejsova. Ono što nam je želja svakako da svi ti studenti izađu odavde sa dobrim znanjem koji će im posle pomoći u profesionalnoj karijeri i zaista nam je jako velika čast i zadovoljstvo da smo tolikom broju studenta podarili takvo iskustvo koje ti profesori iz Amerike nude sa svojih 20, 30 i 40 godina radnog iskustva.
The tenderness is going to be right there. And I know where I am because here's his joint line. I start the interior. I can follow the joint line between the femur and the tibia, and almost always the medial meniscal tears in the posterior third, and that's a very precise point.
The man who taught me medicine said if he had any choice between taking a history or a physical exam or anything else, he would choose history. Always history. If it's not in your problem list, you will not make the diagnosis. You won't even think of the diagnosis. Or if you jump to a diagnosis without a careful differential diagnosis, you'll miss it. You make a list of those so you don't forget them, because if you forget them, you often go wrong.
Lateral bending, that compresses the facet joints. If we suspect that there is a lumbar nerve root irritation of some kind, what we can do is we can, rather than stretch a muscle, we can try to stretch that nerve.
Now this will tell you an array of things, but I use it primarily to make sure that there's no very subtle weakness, because if there is, you'll see what we call a pronator drift. Well, I gave a talk, several talks this morning on the neurological exam. The students were all very, very receptive, paid close attention, and they asked good questions. And I think it was a good time. Okay, this is good because it tells you something about her ability to do fine coordinated movements. It also tells you something about her strength. If she's just a little bit weak, you can't do that quite as well on the weak side. Now, bear in mind that some people are very right-hand dominant. And if they are, sometimes they'll do this better with their dominant hand than they'll do with their non-dominant hand.
In our area of our state, the best implant specialist is a periodontist, so which is ideal in this case, because with the gender being a crucial part of this procedure, we needed his help to get a good aesthetic result. So people reflux, the esophagus was working right, shoots it out, but the acid is still there because the chemicals have coated the food pipe. And so when studying certain time, measuring the acid levels, the pH levels, so you have reflux event, your pH in your esophagus drops from 2. 7 is neutral, drops to 2. So it's dropped to 2. You swallow, and it goes up 1 to 1.5 points because your saliva has bicarbonate. Well, no, this is a great trip. We're so happy we're invited as part of this meeting right here. It's a fantastic way to make new friends, develop relationships, and teach about medicine at the same time. They have a lot of good students here in Serbia. Good questions, good interaction. My topic today was trauma. The one main point you want to remember, which comes to resuscitation. And with that, the students asked some really good questions, and hopefully down the road, we'll get a few trauma surgeons out of this group. So the CO2 production that's what your lungs are for. You have these big lungs to blow the CO2 off. Are you following what I'm saying? Yes. Okay, so in shock, you need to get oxygen there, but if you can't get the CO2 out, right? If you can't get rid of the nitrogen, what happens to the cells? They die. So hopefully they all are encouraged, even now, wherever they're in medicine right now, in faculty or beginning practice, that they'll be developing their physical exam skills, their history skills, and especially the skills of a very thorough, careful problem list and an excellent differential diagnosis.